Do, do, do. Sorry, Mrs. Jackson. I am for real. Oh, wait. That's the other Jackson we're talking about today. Right. Percy Jackson. Yes, Rick Riordan's second installment. We're going to go over Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. Yes. Mr. Jackson, the real Mr. Jackson, and his friends are back and on another quest that will test them, push them to their limits, to the brink of no return. And part 2 of the Olympian series by Rick Riordan. It was good. I loved it. I liked it. Now, what I said in the beginning is this is part 2 of the Rick Riordan series novels. This one is called Sea of Monsters. So since it's a novel, there are questions concerning of what happened with its, especially what happened with its previous installment. Questions being asked are like, are the obvious ones. You know, how much will they take from the book? How much will be left out? Will the fans of the book enjoy this installment? Will it continue? And I have to say, obviously, if you haven't noticed, yes, mostly all the reflections around the book. Yes, because let's face it, all these films being based on all these films that are being based on books are obviously going to be compared and contrast to each other. That's kind of movies books 101 nowadays. Um, as well it should be. Especially if what they did to the first one. With this first one, it was horrible. It was, I want to say horrible. I did love it. I will give you that. But the thing is, they left out so much of the book that I actually kind of grew away from it. Not a lot, but it just hurt me that they left a lot out. And this is really no exception. I mean, I have read this series backwards, forwards, sideways. Yeah, that's right. I said sideways. What are you gonna do about it? Wanna fight me? Big whoop. Let's go. Yeah, because when you're leaving out pivotal parts of the book, fine, I get that. Sometimes things need to be cut. I'll be peeved about it for a while and be on my merry way. But if you deliberately do that and let alone recreate those moments, we have an issue. And even putting in different characters or at different, putting stuff at a different time within its timeline, you and I, we need to have a discussion because that's not right. You should not fuck with with a franchise, with a series of novels that are very well written, that are very well done, that need to be told in the right way and in the right order. Harry Potter did it right. Twilight, I'm guessing it did it right. I really can't tell you, but from what everyone's telling me, it did it right. Now the thing is that they took out a lot from the book. They took out how Tyson and Percy really met, which was in school with the fire and the dodgeball. How Percy got dragged to Camp Half-Blood by Annabeth. And the monster donut shop thing. Where, everything with Hermes. Like, I mean, he meets him before he even goes, to find him. You know, they got the snakes right. They got the arguing snakes right, which I loved about it, which was really good. But you can't recreate that stuff. They took a lot out and they recreated more than half of these and much more others than I'm even mentioning in this previous rant. Although these flaws disappointed me a lot, and I mean a lot, I loved it. I did actually like the film. Granted, it doesn't really tell the story well enough because of of the shit that they took out. But with those, if I just wish those parts were left alone and perceived the way Reardon wrote them. What was great about this was the cast. The cast is back in their respective roles, except for Kieran, who was Pierce Brosnan in the first one. But the reins are basically being taken over by a personal favorite of mine, the man of prophecies himself, Buffy alum, Mr. Anthony Stewart Head. Love seeing him back again. He's from Buffy, Merlin. I mean, this guy does it all. He's just adding another big thing to his resume of awesomeness. But they brought back Lerman, Dataro, Jackson, Abel, they're all back and are great in their roles again. They added Douglas Smith, who I liked as Tyson. He could have done a little bit better, but I did enjoy him seeing an interesting because it's an interesting character, Tyson. You know, he's a Cyclops. You know, he's a half blood. He's a brother. He's a son of Poseidon, a brother of Percy. It was an interesting role for him to play. Then you had Levin Ramblin, who, if you actually paid attention, was Glimmer in Hunger Games. That actually threw me for a loop. I didn't even realize it until I actually had to look it up myself. And another favorite, a geek nerd around, geek nerds, start your engines because an all-around favorite, if it were, Captain Mal himself, Mr. Nathan Fillion as Hermes. Yes, he plays the messenger of gods, and I loved it. Yes, I could not believe it. I loved him in this character. I swear, I really wish there was more of him in this film. He is, to be honest, I think he was the perfect choice for Hermes. I don't think anyone else who could have played him that, to that extent. I really can't. Really can't find anyone. He's the perfect choice for this role. I couldn't think of anyone else for it. Uh, it was just I enjoyed every inch of it. But the thing is, those flaws. When you take stuff out of books, it kind of takes me out of the element because throughout the movie I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't happen. It happens this way. It happens that way. Wait, that character doesn't do that. I mean, even the hat that Annabeth uses to save Percy twice, I might add, uh, doesn't get used at all. Like, it's not even mentioned. They totally take a different way, and they just do whatever they can. But the thing is, I liked it. It was a little fast paced for me, because I guess they just wanted to get the shit rolling. They want to get to the third one as soon as they can. But like I said, it's got its point across, of what the novel was trying to tell people. I do recommend it for that reason only. Well, also because of Fillion. I mean, who doesn't love Nathan Fillion? And it's comedy. It was funny. It's a fun movie. It's for a good laugh. And it takes you on an adventure. I just really, I seem to enjoy myself with the rest of my companions that were there with me watching this film. If you do want to take an adventure, make sure you take an adventure to my channel. You can click Mr. Perseus right here. Make sure to subscribe. Unless you already have, then you're awesome and you deserve a cookie or something. Really, my writing staff is just top notch these days. Just gotta give it up for them. That's just top notch shit right there. Just make sure you also share my videos on Facebook and on Twitter. And our next one should be an interesting one because it's Robo Matt Damon in the sci-fi film Elysium. So you guys make sure you guys stay tuned for that.